Welcome to Movie Recall. In today's video, we will be going through the 2021 movie Eternals. It's time to recall, let's get started, turn on subtitles, and spoilers ahead. The film begins by telling us that in the beginning, Celestials ruled the world. The prime celestial Arishem created the sun, but soon the universe was plagued with a dangerous predator called the Deviants. To battle those and save humanity, Arishem sent the Eternals, who were immortal heroes from the planet Olympia, to battle these creatures, and the Eternals had faith in Arishem until one mission, which was led by Ajax, changed everything. We then see the Eternals changing into their uniforms on a spaceship as they're traveling to planet Earth. We see Cersei and Ikaris meet each other. It is 5000 BC on Earth, and the Deviants are attacking a small fishing community on the beaches of Mesopotamia. The Eternals arrive to battle the creatures on their huge spaceship, which is called Domo. The Eternals consist of 10 members, their leader Ajax, who has healing powers, Kingo, who can use cosmic energy as a weapon, Phastos, who can invent any technological device, Druig, who has the power of mind control, Gilgamesh is the strongest Eternal, able to project an exoskeleton of cosmic energy. Then there is Thena, who is a powerful warrior who can create any weapon. Sprite can create powerful illusions and has the appearance of a 12-year-old. Makari has superhuman speed. Icarus can fly and shoot energy out of his eyes, while Cersei can transmutate objects, meaning she can transform all matter. The Eternals fight the Deviants plaguing the area and rescue intelligent life living there. In the present day, Sprite lives with Cersei in London as she works as a teacher with a romantic interest in her colleague Dane Whitman. That day, a terrible earthquake occurs, and Cersei saves one of her students by transmuting a wall sculpture that is about to fall on her. That night, Cersei celebrates Dane's birthday while they discuss moving in together, which Cersei is not ready to do. When they are returning home one night, Cersei, Sprite, and Whitman are leaving a party, and Cersei confesses to Sprite that she might be in love with Dane. Sprite asks her if she is going to tell Dane about her identity, and Cersei considers this. Suddenly, they are attacked by a deviant, and Cersei and Sprite do their best to battle it. They are joined by Icarus as they fight to eradicate the beast, but they discover that it is able to heal itself. They eventually manage to overpower it, and Cersei goes to Dane and tells him who she is. He asks Cersei why the Eternals did not step in and help during Thanos' attacks in any of the wars. Cersei admits that they were instructed not to take part in the affairs of humanity, only when the Deviants were concerned they can take part in the fight, who they eradicated long ago, because if they helped, humanity would not have grown the way it has. It is also mentioned that she was with Icarus for 5,000 years before he left her. She then bids goodbye to Dane and leaves with Sprite and Icarus. They discuss the healing powers the Deviant possessed, and Cersei is worried that something big is happening. Icarus admits that he was simply coming to check in on them after the earthquake when he found the Deviant. They decide that they need to get to the others, and Icarus apologizes for hurting Cersei. Leaving Dane behind, Cersei, Sprite, and Icarus decide to leave for South Dakota in search of Ajax. The scene then shifts to 575 BC in Babylon, where Thena, Icarus, Makari, and Gilgamesh are having a battle with deviants outside the city. Inside the city, Ajax communicates with Arishem and updates him about their work, and Arishem is pleased. She then mentions that she senses something special about humans and that the cost might be too great, but Arishem tells her not to get too attached to the race, and Ajax nods. We then see how the Eternals lived with the human community, having their own quirks and romances. Ajax encourages Icarus to confess his feelings to Cersei, and after following through with her advice, Icarus and Cersei begin a relationship. Eventually, in 400 AD, during the Gupta Empire, the two of them get married. The scene shifts to the present day as Cersei is driving Sprite and Icarus to Ajax's house. They arrive there to find Ajax dead, a victim of a deviant attack. Later, Icarus and Sprite are inside Ajax's house, where Sprite conjures up a vision of the last time she was there with Ajax. She says that Ajax was the one who told her to check up on Cersei in London, taking care of them after all this time. She also says that the deviant who killed her must have absorbed her power, which Icarus finds hard to believe, but she mentions how it also had the same self-healing power Ajax did. Outside, Cersei is kneeling by her old friend and leader when the sphere which allowed Ajax to communicate with Arishem passes to Cersei. She sees Arishem, who tells her that it is almost time. She tells this to Sprite and Icarus, who question what it could mean, and Icarus fears that it could be Mad Wyrie. The scene then shifts to 1521 AD during the Spanish invasion of the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. It was also the time the last remaining deviants attacked. The Eternals watch the war taking place from the sidelines, something that doesn't sit well with Druig. He takes his anger out on Phastos, who says that technology is humanity's natural way of growth. As they talk, Vanna's eyes turn white and she begins to attack her companions. Each of them tries to stop her and gets injured in the process. Makani almost dies. Only Gilgamesh is able to subdue her, and when she wakes up, it is revealed that she has Mad Wairi. This occurs when an Eternal's mind starts to fracture due to all the memories that have been erased. Ajak offers to cure Vanna's affliction at the cost of her memories, but Gilgamesh volunteers to look over her, agreeing with the possibility that she may have to be killed if she turns again. Druig, frustrated with how the Eternals have been passively watching humans destroy each other, deserts them to end the Spanish conflict himself. With the deviants seemingly eradicated, Ajak releases the Eternals to go their own ways, telling them to live their lives to the fullest. In the present, Cersei, Icarus, and Sprite arrive in Mumbai where Kingo is shooting a Bollywood movie. He is disturbed to hear of Ajak's death, but is hesitant to leave his life. He is ultimately convinced by his butler, Karun Patel, and agrees to leave in order to fight the deviants. Patel comes along with Kingo in order to shoot a documentary on him. The group locates Gilgamesh and Thena in Australia as Thena's Wairi resurfaces due to a recent deviant attack. After examining Thena's artwork she had painted during her episodes of Wairi, which visualized memories of planetary destructions in the past, Cersei uses the sphere to successfully establish a connection to Arishem. She tells him about the deviant attacks and Ajak's death, to which Arishem responds that the time has come for emergence to take place, and for Cersei to learn the true purpose of their mission on Earth. Every million years or so, a new celestial needs to be born, and for that purpose, Arishem plants a seed in the planet. For a celestial to emerge, it needs a specific amount of energy, which can be provided by intelligent life on the planet. The Eternals were sent to Earth to destroy the deviants who were killing the intelligent life that was needed for the celestial. Once they were destroyed, human life has thrived. It has now reached the amount that is needed for a new celestial to rise. Cersei is astonished to hear all this and confirms if all humans will be killed. Arishem says yes, but that this universe is a conversion of energy from one form to another. Humans must die so that the celestial Tiamat the Communicator must be born. New celestials create suns, which generate energy, heat, and energy for the planets and for life to continue. It's a continuous cycle and without which the universe won't thrive. This is a lot of information for Cersei to take in, and she asks if Ajak knew about this. Arishem responds that Ajak knew and had led many missions for emergence to take place, and so has Cersei. Cersei doesn't understand, saying that this was her first mission, and Arishem reveals that Olympia does not exist. He had engineered the Eternals in the World Forge. He had also created the Deviants to eradicate Earth's apex predators and allow intelligent life to thrive, but a critical design flaw led them to evolve and become predators themselves. Afterwards, the memories of the Eternals would be taken from them and studied by Arishem to make way for their next planetary mission. Appalled with the true meaning of their existence, Cersei informs the others. Together they realize that Thena's mental affliction was the result of a botched memory wipe after a previous emergence. Hoping to delay the emergence, they find Druig in an Amazon village in hopes that he could be able to utilize his telepathy to render Tiamat the Communicator dormant, but he is hesitant to help them. At night, they are ambushed by the Deviants and fight to fend them off. Icarus and Cersei are viciously attacked by one of the beasts, but she uses her powers to transmute it into a tree to everyone's surprise. As Thena begins to fall insane yet again, Gilgamesh rushes to her side. However, this allows the deviant leader Crow to attack him and absorb his powers, gaining a humanoid figure, intelligible speech, and his memories. Before fleeing, Crow pledges to kill the Eternals for their actions towards the deviants. With his last words, Gilgamesh successfully gets Thena to remember who she is, curing her of the affliction. The rest of the Eternals mourn the loss of their strongest fighter with a cremation, with Venus gathering his ashes in the river. Druig proclaims that he is not powerful enough to affect a Celestial, so they head back to Chicago to seek out Phastos, who had long abandoned mankind and his technological ambitions after his technology was used to create the atomic bomb. However, he has newfound hope for humanity after finding a new life with his husband Ben Stoss and his son Jack Stoss. He initially refuses to leave his family but relents after Ben convinces him to fight for Jack's future. Heading to Iraq, they all retrieve the domo from an archaeological site and find Makari residing on the ship. As they are all imbued with infinite cosmic energy, Phastos proposes they channel their energy into Druig and form a unimind so that he can take control of the Celestial and stop the emergence. But not everyone is on board with the plan. Sprite thinks that Icarus should call the shots, but Icarus says that since Ajax chose Cersei, she should make the final decision. Sprite leaves and Icarus goes after her. When Kingo tells Icarus that he'll follow him up until the end, Icarus recalls his last encounter with Ajax 6 days prior. He had known Ajax's secret about Arisham's true mission. She had told him that the emergence would occur in 7 days and that they should tell Cersei and the others, so that they can stop the event from happening. Icarus is confused and Ajax explains that she has lived among humans, seen them kill and hate but also laugh and love. She believes the price of a Celestial's birth is too high. Icarus lies that he agrees but takes her to Alaska. There, a group of deviants has broken free from the ice that trapped them due to an earthquake and tells her that they cannot betray Arisham. He pushes her into the path of the creatures who absorb her life force and gain her hyper-regenerative powers. Icarus takes Ajax's body back home before breaking down over what he had done. Cersei senses the commencement of the emergence, prompting Phastos to send Makari out and find Tiamat, who is at a volcanic island in the Indian Ocean. Druig deduces Icarus's role in Ajax's death, and Cersei learns he was made aware of their true mission by Ajax centuries ago. Icarus argues that it is their duty as Eternals to protect the celestial cycle of life so that the universe may continue to exist. After Kingo threatens to attack Icarus, Spike decides to side with Icarus. Kingo also departs along with Karun as he does not want to face Arisham but wishes not to fight his friends. Thena convinces Cersei to continue Ajax's mission as her successor and prevent the emergence from eliminating all of mankind. To facilitate the Unimind, Phastos takes Cersei's communication sphere and disassembles it to construct bracelets for the other Eternals to wear. At the island, Cersei, Thena, and Makari lend their energy to Druig and allow him to connect with Tiamat, but Icarus blasts him into a hole and destroys the domo. Determining that Cersei's matter transmutation powers are their last chance to stop the emergence, Makari, Thena, and Phastos confront Icarus to give her cover. Crow attacks the Eternals and nearly kills Makari, but Phastos knocks him into a cave where Thena follows him into. Sprite projects an illusion of Ajax to distract Cersei before stabbing her with a dagger. As she is constantly mocked for her childlike stature, Sprite envies Cersei for being able to live a full life among humans, hoping that the emergence's aftermath would allow her to be reborn as a full-sized life form. Druig recovers and knocks Sprite out, but he is unable to utilize his powers against Tiamat again, forcing Cersei to face it alone as the Celestial begins to rise from Earth's crust. Crow impersonates Gilgamesh and attempts to take over Thena's mind, but she is able to resist him and kills the deviant. Phastos manages to restrain Icarus and prevent him from using his powers momentarily, but he eventually breaks free and flies away to stop Cersei. However, he is emotionally unable to bring himself to harm her. Remembering their time on Earth and the love they shared, he surrenders. Despite this, Cersei still doesn't have enough energy to kill Tiamat. However, suddenly something unites all the Eternals, including Icarus and Sprite, into the Unimind, attaining enough energy to allow Cersei to transform Tiamat's body into marble. Guilt-ridden, Icarus apologizes to Cersei before fleeing Earth, flying directly into the sun. Phastos deduces that it was Tiamat himself who initiated the Unimind, that this was always the way for the Eternals to survive the destructions of the planets, but this time it resulted in the Celestial's death. Having retained some energy from the Unimind, Cersei fulfills Sprite's wishes and transmutes her into a human to allow her to grow up. 2 weeks later in South Dakota, Thena, Makari, and Druig depart for space on the Domo, which had been repaired by Phastos, in search of more Eternals to tell them the truth. Back in London, Sprite bids goodbye to Cersei as she moves out with Kingo to attend school. Cersei is out on another date with Dane when Arisham dramatically appears outside Earth's orbit. For sabotaging Tiamat's emergence, he abducts Cersei, Phastos, and Kingo to evaluate their memories for a final judgment of the humans, sparing them for now. And this is where the movie ends. In the mid-credits scene, Thena, Makari, and Druig are not getting any responses from Eternals. Thena realizes that Arisham must be behind this when suddenly Pip the Troll arrives and announces the presence of the brother of Thanos, Eros. The trio watches as Eros introduces himself and tells them that their friends are in great danger and he knows how to help them. In the post-credit scene, Dane opens an ancient-looking chest which contains a sword. This is the legendary Ebony Blade. Dane says to himself that he must try when an unseen person speaks from behind, asking him if he's ready for that. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new movie recaps.